Let's go.
So let's find out where our runners are going to start at and how that's going to affect their routing. Here we go. Oh, and they're starting right out of the right near Death Mountain here in the Armo section. Got their first. Oh, an immediate death by both players. That is not a good start.
Told you this was going to be a close race. They're both deciding to take deaths on the first screen. Let's see how that pays out for them in the long run.
And we've got our first secret here, 28. That's the medium secret. Not very good. We'll see if that comes into play later.
Yeah, 28. It's only a couple off the normal medium, so decent money. Not not great, not terrible or anything like that, but decent money for 28.
We'll see if it's the large secret that's going to be the big difference maker here, plus the prices of shops and everything else. And we're going to check over here. Finds the other staircase. Finds our hint shop.
Yeah, those hints are a little pricey though. It's about $90 for all three of them, but did kind of the math right. They're very close to it. So, but it's so close to start that you can use some save and retries and pick those up later.
Indeed, that might come in handy for them here. We find another secret over here. Another medium there. 28 more rupees to go. So of course, right off the bat,
they're close to $60, so they might be able to pick up a candle or something. So that's kind of good, picking up two mediums right off the bat there.
Indeed, that's definitely one of the two things you're gonna be looking for. And another secret on Paratroopa's end. There's another medium. So yeah, the first things you're gonna be looking for, obviously, are the wood sword, and the blue candle, and some bombs. So that's definitely gonna be what we're looking for here. Oh, 10 for the small secret. Not too bad. Could be better, but could be a lot worse.
Yeah, no, that's right on par with the main game. So far, it's kind of an average seed for him.
Indeed. Now, one thing we can... Oh, Paratroopa taking another death on the overworld there. Not a fun place to be. The one thing that... The main reason... sorry, I lost my train of thought there now.
No, you're good. Yeah, so both of them right now, they're kind of taking a look and trying to get a candle, and TheSeaWolf actually finds one, so this is going to be nice because you're starting on the right side of the map. There's a lot of forest to burn, so a candle is a very high priority when you start over here.
Indeed. We find the book on the coast.
I don't think he's going to go back there reading there anytime soon.
No, I don't think so either. This is the second time I've seen the coast item be complete garbage. So that's interesting.
It's kind of nice. I mean, it sucks that the book is on the coast. Like, you don't want to see that out there, but you never have to go revisit that area again. So you're going to play at the western part of the map the rest of the game.
Both of our runners now going in very opposite directions here. Unfortunately, Paratroopa has not found any take-any rooms like TheSeaWolf has, so he does not have the candle. TheSeaWolf now going to check over here. And we find the wood sword!
Yeah, nice. That was a very, very good pickup. So now we got a sword and a candle on TheSeaWolf's side. TheSeaWolf, like I said, is a very experienced rando runner. You're going to know exactly what to do with them. Looking for some something that you can get some bombs with, and then an early dungeon like a 1, 2, or 3 right now. That's his priority.
Oh, and the magic sword is right one screen up from the wood sword. What a find.
Yeah, you know what? That's close enough to start, too, that if they get late game and one of them wants to check it, that's going to be a good place to go check it real quick.
Yeah, not too far out of the way. That's going to pay off for him. We'll see if that comes into play later on as he finds the letter. Wow, they're just finding everything so far this seed.
Yeah, these are decent caves right now. They don't want to take any money away. They haven't hit any of those penalty shops yet or anything like that. I'd make a play for, do we find the Armos item yet? It's been kind of choppy for me on my side.
No, we have not found the Armos item yet. We're just still looking out for that. We found a money-making game here for TheSeaWolf. Paratroopa now finding the, trying to check the lost spot here. Or trying to screen wrap there.
I think he's doing the Armos route is what he's doing. So he's looking at this western Armos, and he's going to probably scroll down to the southwest Armos as well.
Yep. Finds a TheSeaWolf finding the shield shop. Oh, door repair for Paratroopa. Never fun.
No, not at all. You can just tell that he's made it a concerted effort, though. I'm going to get this Armos, whatever it is.
Indeed. Ooh, only red Octoroks over in the waterfall. Even if they're stronger varieties, that's not bad of a enemy layout there, though. He's got to be very careful. He's running very, very low on health. Gets through. And gets a secret for his troubles. 85 for the large secret. Not half bad. I don't think we can call this a poverty seed.
No, it's not poverty. It's not what you want. It's not over 100. 100's the average there, but I've seen some 50 or some 60s and stuff like that lately, so 85, I would take that in a seed for sure.
Indeed. Another medium secret for Paratroopa there. TheSeaWolf now going to go ahead and reset. Head back to start. Going to keep trying to find someone. We also can confirm 24 for the door repair. That's not good.
No, that's pretty high, actually. Paratroopa actually is going to go over and check this grave area for the sword, and then probably go down. So he's trying to get all these open caves on the western side of the map done, so it kind of eliminates one half of it while looking for the sword.
Indeed. Seawolf now going to start buying some secrets here. Aquamentus awaits with the raft. So we know the raft is one of the items in level 1. The Dongo dwells with the bow. Bow in level 2. Wow, hints really being nice today. Not too many troll hints. Let's see what the third one is. Are you sure? Oh, that one's a troll hint.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to reconnect here real quick.
No problem. I got it covered here. So we can confirm now where at least 3 of the items are. We know that the book's on the coast, we know the raft's in level 1, and we know the bow's in level 2. That's a pretty good knowledge, or especially knowing where the bow is. That is very essential information to have.
Yeah, when you get those mixed hints, I mean, some people just don't even buy them at all because, right, you can spend all your money and they're 50-50 on each hint, and you can spend all your money and you don't get any information out of it. But finding 2 very vital hints like that's very important.
Indeed, because he used the reset trick, he saved his money and still got all that information, so that works out really well for him.
Yep, that was a good plan to do. So, like I said, Seal's very experienced and knows exactly what he's doing here.
Oh, and he finds level 1. Unfortunately, I did not see what if Paratroopa found the Armos item. I don't think he did because he still has no items in here, but Seawolf now in level 1. We know the raft's here, but there's also a second item be floating about. And, oh, we got Armos Nice and Dark Nuts and Gibdos. Not fun.
Yeah, it's not exactly what you want to see in the very first dungeon you go into just because of the high hit point value of them, and you're only with wood swords. So I think what he's going to do probably is, he knows raft's in here. If he finds the other item, he might even bounce and not even worry about the raft and come back if he needs it later.
Yeah, right. You know, raft's one of those items that very rarely comes into play. Every once in a blue moon it does. Go banana. So another community hint there. But yeah, the raft's one of those items. There's only 2 raft spots in the entire game, and very rarely do they actually have anything of significance. Paratroopa finding his wood sword now, so he's ready to get into this game. This race is not going too slow, that's for sure.
No, most of these items have been pretty quick to find, very available stuff, so this has been a good start for both.
Paratroopa now finding where the magic sword is, just like Seawolf did a minute ago. Oh, and Seawolf, he's realizing he's in trouble here because there's dark nuts everywhere of both varieties.
Yeah, this is not a fun early dungeon, and because these Zals, whenever you split them and you come back, they're going to come back in. So he'd killed everything but 2 enemies in there, right? But because he split 2 Zals, he actually came back into 4 enemies again. It didn't actually kill the enemies. So it's one of those rooms that you can't check the way you normally do.
Indeed, and we found the map here for level 1. Name that ink blot.
I don't know, man. It's cactus, I guess.
It's always a cactus. To be fair, this one does look a little bit more like a cactus than they usually do. Though I could also say it's a kind of an odd-shaped key, but yeah, even that's a stretch. Yeah, no, he's looking for that drop item. He does not know which item the raft is going to be. If it's going to be the drop item or if it's going to be the basement item. So he's not.
I'm sorry. I like unicycle. OPT Lawyer just brought out unicycle, and I keep looking at this now. No matter what you say, I'm going to see unicycle the rest of the time.
No, I can see it. I can see it. I mean, obviously it's not a full wheel, but yeah, I can kind of, it's a unicycle in motion.
Seawolf having some pretty good combat in here, knocking out these enemies. I mean, this is not, like I said, an easy enemy set to approach first, but he's doing a good job.
Absolutely. Resets the room, tries to change some of those enemies. He was able to turn one of them into a Zol, so that works out. And plus, he's got a Wall Master to deal with. So now he's just got to deal with that one blue Dark Nut, which is a little easier to deal with, even despite those bubbles being in the room.
Yeah, a lot of times a room like this, it's not even the enemies, right? Because he's got Beam Sword, so it's not even a challenge. It's staying away from the bubbles and having that 3-second penalty of losing your sword that stinks.
Absolutely. Paratroopa now also going for the hints there. He's going to be very happy with that call. There's the raft on Seawolf's end. And the next room over could very well be the other item. Yay, free bombs. I'll take some of those.
Absolutely.
Ooh, and a stopwatch. Perfect time for that. All right, let's check the push bot. Nope, not the item room. So we're going to keep searching here. And remember, we're talking second quest dungeon, so any room where there's blocks on the center row, the 4th road right there, dead center, any of those, the leftmost block could very well be a push block. So in this room here, that one block, that left block there in the center, could very well be a push block. We're going to check right now. Sure enough, it is. What item are we hiding here? It's the red ring.
Nice. That is super awesome to find early, especially with the enemy set we're already seeing. You got Gibdos in here, you got Dark Nuts, you know those are both underground. Haven't seen Wizrobes on the overworld, so you know they're underground as well. Red ring is an absolutely great find for Seawolf right now.
Absolutely. This is definitely a good start here as we find a manhandler here. So now it's just a matter of finding the Triforce. There's the compass. And he's going to go to the left, even though there's not likely to be anything over here. Unless he's just looking for more drop items to pick up.
Probably looking for a key. I mean, you're in level 1 right now. You got an open door, and you're sitting at 0 keys. So he's probably looking for a key.
Well, he found. If that's the case, he found one. So that works out for him. He's going to head up. Oh, he had one locked door, so actually he needed that key. Thankfully, he found it, so he's going to be able to go up and get the Triforce. Not even 10 minutes in, and already we have our first Triforce. That is really good.
Yep, that's a great start for Seawolf right now. So, I mean, you've got the rafts, so you've got a little more exploration in the overworld. You got a red ring now. I mean, everything's kind of clicking right now for Seawolf.
Absolutely.
Paratroopa doing a lot of exploring the overworld right now, and you can't discount that because a lot of time is spent exploring the overworld when you go the wrong way. So Paratroopa finds some levels early here, kind of routes out the rest of his game plan. I mean, he's not really losing time right now because both these players are going to have to do this. It's just all about how Paratroopa attacks the rest of the seed once he starts finding things.
Yeah. Seawolf finds level 3 and immediately finds the Triforce, not even 2 rooms in. That is perfect. He's already on a roll.
Yeah, that's great. 2 Triforces now. This is a small dungeon. You don't have any keys, but you just saw an open door, so I guarantee he's going to go back in here and look for a key.
Yep, and get some more rupees while he's at it there, thanks to that rupee boss. And a red land moles, that's not too bad. We can deal with those.
Yeah, those things are easy, and you can actually force bombs off those pretty easy, too.
Indeed, he's going to do the trick. If you kill one land molus and then exit and re-enter the room, sure, right after it now. That's a little bit, that's not as fun.
Yeah, Patron 3-heart and wood sword's not fun, but I bet he explores a lot in this dungeon here.
Potential ladder block here as Paratroopa finds level 6.
So 6 is one of those that a lot of people are saying, you know, I'm not even going to go into 6 early because you could have ladder blocks, you could have a lot of issues, but some people don't care. They say, okay, I found a level, I'm just going to go do it. I got to do it at some point anyway. Let's see how far I can get.
Yeah, and you never know. You might find a very critical item in that level that saves you trouble. I remember just the last race I commented earlier, the bow was in level 6, and it really paid off, so make sure to find that early. So I can definitely see the advantage of doing that.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag. I mean, you know, everybody has their own opinion on it. I usually don't dig the bigger dungeons early, but I've been beat by people who have, so there's no real right answer. It's just what you're comfortable with.
Paratroopa trying to take out these Gibdos here right now, hoping that push block will work for him here.
Yeah, this would be big. If this is an item room right here, it is an item room, but I mean, if he finds some bombs off this guy, and then it's an item, it's real big.
It's not an item, it's a transport. Remember, anything up through level 5, there's guaranteed 1 transport here. So now, Seawolf now finds a staircase. Now this is most likely an item room, and it's the ladder!
Seawolf could not have a better start right now. This is fantastic for him.
Indeed. We're looking at the Zelda 1 equivalent of a jet seat here at this rate.
Especially when you already have the hint that the bow is in 2.
Yeah, he knows where the bow is. He's already got the red ring. He's already got the ladder. Well, the ladder is one of those items that you really want to have because even though it's never guaranteed, it's a 90% chance that the ladder is going to be needed at some point. Now, to answer a question in chat, Monkey Boy Inc., yes, we know that the book is on the coast. Nobody's picking that up.
No, it's one of those scenes where you get the ladder early, which is always a good thing, right? And it's always a bad item on the coast when you get the ladder this early.
No kidding. Potion shot there for Seawolf. He's not going to turn in the ladder. Oh, no. They both have it. Paratroopa finds the map in level 6. Name that ink blot.
I almost see it's like a woodpecker looking to the left. I see like the hair in the back and the nose, the beak in the front.
Yeah, maybe. I see more of a witch's face.
Oh, I like the witch. That'll work. Seawolf really make it? Oh, Seawolf hasn't seen this yet.
Yeah, but he's like, oh man, I just went over here for nothing. Dang it.
He's a little bummed right now. Pick it up just on principle, right?
Yeah, right.
Made the whole walk. Well, now you're going to check the raft out. You got the raft. So a lot of times, a lot of people like to play their advantage. So my opponent might not have the raft. Let's check the raft spot, see if it's something important.
No, we get a secret out of it at least. And a big one, too. So, hey, that's certainly not a bad call.
No, not at all.
All right, Seawolf now going to probably check out what's here on Monocle Rock. Oh, and we find a Gleeok on Paratroopa's end. Monocle Rock only having a door repair. Not fun.
No, that's when we're save and retry for sure.
I would have, but nonetheless, he's got plenty of rupees still. Even after that, he's still got 192 rupees, so he's in good shape.
Yeah,
and we find level 8.
Paratroopa's just going to piece out of 6. No, coming back.
Yeah. Seawolf actually going to investigate level 8. That's going to be a tricky play.
Yeah, 8's got 2 items. I mean, you've already got the red ring, so your offense or your defense is okay. So right now he's got 12 hearts on him. So let's go take a look and see what level 8 has.
Indeed, with 2 potential items in here, you never know what you might find. And Paratroopa, I didn't realize this. He had found the take and he wrote again. Early Triforce in 8. Holy cow!
Yeah, done and done. I would just leave. There's no reason to be in here right now. You know where the bow is. Silvers could be in 9. Let's wait until you trip over an item before you start digging them.
Yeah, definitely. 8's a big dungeon. You know that's going to take some time to get through, so do not blame him. Hey, he got the Triforce early. There's certainly nothing to complain about there. And he finds another secret. There's another small secret for him.
I mean, you're sitting here right now, you're looking at your clock, and it's 16 minutes in. You've got 3 Triforces, knowledge of the bow, you've got the ladder, and the raft. You can't ask for a better start than this than Seawolf has.
No, Paratroopa now opting, because he's got so much money, he's going to opt to buy the candle instead of using a take any room. That actually might come into play because he might end up with more hearts and have better safety there in the future.
Well, here's the thing. We haven't seen the white sword item. If the white sword's like the silvers or something, then Paratroopa could actually get the silvers quicker because you can take hearts out of the take anis instead of that candle.
Yep. Unfortunately, Paratroopa finding a community hint, which is probably the hint for one of the two items, either the white sword or the magic sword. Hopefully it's the magic sword, since we already know that it is. And he finds level 5.
Yeah, so this could be big. I mean, this could be something like a power bracelet, which opens up 2, which opens up bow, that type of thing. So that's the type of thing Paratroopa is going to need to get back in this. If Seawolf's in go mode now, it's not going to be bow, I'm sorry, but it's something else that could help. But if Paratroopa finds things like that Seawolf's going to go mode it and kind of miss maybe because he's in that go mode, then that could help him out a little bit. The one thing Paratroopa has in his advantage is that we saw Seawolf was able to quickly do those dungeons. So Paratroopa, once found, is going to be able to do the same thing.
Indeed, he'll have plenty of chances to catch up here. So this race it may look like an early lead, but it's far from over here, folks. Ooh, Lax City over here on Seawolf's end with a ton of blue Lionels. Thankfully, he has that red ring, so he can tank a little bit of damage, but with as little hearts as he has, he can't tank much, and that's what happened.
Yeah, he's looking for bombs. He's trying to tank through and just get those bombs out of him because he's sitting at 0 going to Death Mountain, but that was just a rough screen. Speaking of rough screens, Paratroopa takes a death as well in 5.
There's a lot of tough enemies in 5. Blue Darknuts being just one of the many worries he's got to deal with there.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of the levels outside of 1 on Seawolf's side because he's go-moded them so quickly, found things so quickly. So this is going to be interesting to keep seeing kind of how tough 5 is, how tough the other ones are that they have to do.
Indeed. Seawolf finding another secret room, but he's not opting to take it because if it ends up being a large secret, he's going to be a waste. And Paratroopa finds that Takey room. I think that's the one Seawolf found earlier, and he's going to opt to take the heart container, giving him an already early shot at the white sword item, depending on what it is.
Yeah, that's the advantage he has. He's able to buy the candle, so now all those, he'll probably take 3 heart containers and a potion, right? That's probably the strategy he's going to have right now. So that's going to help him, like you said, get that white sword quicker. White sword item, sorry. So are you a gambler? If you see one of these gambling spots, are you stopping and playing?
Never. I never do those things because they never work well for me.
Yeah, same here. I don't think I've ever walked across one of those gambling spots and done it. Nice bombs though. $11 bombs means that, I mean, you don't have to force as often if you don't need to. As long as the bomb shops are plentiful around Hyrule, you're going to be replenished. And some arrows here. Paratroopa saw the hint that the bow's in 2, so picking up the arrows is a good call.
Indeed, because that way, as soon as he finds the bow, he'll be able to start using it immediately. And, you know, we still don't know where the silvers are, so it could be a while before he sees those.
Yeah, and right now, if you know the only offense you have is the wood sword, and it's only 1 point of damage, the arrows are 2, you're instantly upgrading your offense as soon as you find that bow.
All right,
Here's the other hints from Paratroopa. He decided to buy the $10 one, and it was nothing, unfortunately.
Yeah, but decided not to spend his money on the other ones. We'll see how that plays out later, if those hints were actually worth it. It's hard to tell with this, and we find level 7 on Seawolf's end.
Seawolf's finding all the levels, and they're all under burn bushes. So Paratroopa just got the candle, but unfortunately went northwest after doing that, so hasn't burned it too much. That's why he hasn't found too many of the levels. Seawolf's found the levels because he's just been burning things all the way through.
Yeah, we find the meat shop on Paratroopa's end. 60 rupees, not too bad price for meat.
Nope, not at all. That's good knowledge to have. I mean, it's kind of out of the way as far as if you're going to go back to it, but you worry about the block once you find it for that.
Absolutely. Seawolf now trying to explore level 7. Find some free bombs just laying out there for him. That's always nice to have.
Yeah, you're sitting at 0 and you walk across a room like this. This is like the best thing ever. So now Paratroopa, I think, is going to work his way south and probably come across the levels that Seawolf did. Seawolf's going to have to really make some hay and press this advantage of these guys. Otherwise, Paratroopa's going to catch up here.
Yeah, it seems that way as he finds a blue land molus here. Took a little bit of damage, but he think again that red ring really starting to show its weight here.
Yeah, thank God you came across that room because seeing Lemolas from the left side is really, really tough. Because if you sit halfway out that doorway, they can hit you, but you can't swing your sword, so they've got the advantage on you from the left.
Indeed, finds a bomb upgrade, 95 for not bad a price, and for 5 bombs. That's actually really good.
Yeah, that's fantastic because usually it's 100 for 4 in the vanilla, so you're making out like a bandit here.
Absolutely. So he's probably really glad he made that call. Oh, and there's a Gliok there, but it's guarding a staircase. Is it the item room? Yes, it is, and it's the Hour Bracelet.
Yeah, that's the one last thing that Paratroopa could have found earlier than Seawolf that could have helped him out a little bit here as far as exploration. So now Seawolf can basically get to everything except for Recorder Lake in the overworld. So there's really going to be no blocks for him. So it's just how fast he digs dungeons now and finishes the sea that is going to be kind of the game here.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but at this point, Seawolf is stealing this race very quickly. And that's unfortunate for Paratroopa. He's trying his best, but Seawolf just making all the right calls here.
Yeah, Paratroopa, like I said, has a little more exploration in the south and in the west a little bit than Seawolf does, and Seawolf's going to have to do all that also. So has a little time advantage there. Did make the same play, though, as Seawolf as far as leading 8, so that was a good decision on his part. If something like Silvers or an 8 or something like that, they both have to go back to him. But the worst thing for Paratroopa would have been if he would have dug 8 and it was 2 things that he did not need. Seawolf would have absolutely already been done.
Seawolf's gonna try to kill all these fires because I think he's thinking that, oh, there might be a staircase transport here that takes me directly to where the Triforce might be. Not a bad call. Problem is there is a ton of fires in there, and they'll split into 2 keys each, so that's not fun.
Yeah, they take their hit points have been maxed out a little bit there too, so a little tougher killing those fires than normal.
Oh, and he takes a death to those red Tektites.
Yeah, 3 hearts, even with the red ring, he's...
Paratroopa now finding his way into level 1. We know that's a very good luck for him because we know he'll eventually find the raft and the red ring. He's going to be very happy to find that.
Did we ever see what the Armos item was for Paratroopa?
I don't know if he ever found it. If anyone in the chat saw him grab it and knows what it is, let us know.
Yeah, I think he touched 2 of the Armos, and the 3rd one was the one that had it, so I'm not sure we ever saw it.
Oh, they're saying Armos item was Lord Banana.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Early on, getting Lord Banana, not a bad thing to have.
No, not at all. I mean, a lot of people knock it, but early in a race, they can freeze enemies. So as you're moving to the overworld, an enemy can be frozen. You can walk through it. So it actually helps your overworld. You die less. It can pick up items from long range. It can stun enemies underground, everything but darkness like he's doing here. So there's a lot of uses for Banana that people shouldn't be knocking it for.
Got a manhandling here guarding a staircase, most likely a transport. Where will it take him?
Nice able to clip in there. That was pretty good by TheSeaWolf over there.
And gets met by a couple Moldorms on the way out. I'd rather deal with Moldorms than Manhandler, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. These guys drop hearts too pretty frequently, so it's kind of nice to kill those guys when you're sitting low like that.
Oh, and don't leave any room, but thankfully, he's gonna give. Oh, he's only got 3 hearts, so he can't lose anything. Nice call.
Yeah, you get the heart up there, you turn into Zombie Link. You get 3 white hearts. Any touch now, and he's dead, except for by a bubble or something like that. But it's a way that you can get around that without having to give up a heart. So, heads up play there by TheSeaWolf.
And Paratroopa taking another death. TheSeaWolf could at least probably take on these landmills and hopefully get a heart out of one of them.
Yeah, that's what I do for sure. I'd take these guys out. I mean, as long as they're 0 HP or 1 HP. I mean, they're a little more. It looks like they're 2, but he should be okay.
He's going to try to get this heart before it's too late. And he got it, so he's surviving here. Lucky call. This point,
Yeah, that was the right play for sure.
Yeah, now I just got to find the Triforce. Hey, there's some ropes, not bad. I can deal with this. And they're not overpowered, so that works. And there it is!
Yeah, that was best case scenario for him.
Yeah, that makes 4 Triforce shards, and we're not even half an hour in. This is insane.
Yeah, and he really hasn't left too many things behind, right? He got the items out of 1, he got the item out of 3 and 7, so 8 is the only one he go-moded. So far, he hasn't made a lot of risky plays.
No, not at all. And immediately finds level 4 on the coast.
Yeah, the candle was the key to this seed, right? As far as just going through the forest. If you've been bombing holes, you've been doing it wrong right now. It's all about the candle. I've been, somebody's referred to this as the Pepto-Bismol dungeon before. I think that's correct.
Yes, I can see how that could be the case. Heart container in 4. I haven't seen too many of those so far. The fact that we've done so many dungeons without finding heart containers leads me to believe we will not be seeing a magic sword this seed.
No, definitely not. Part of the problem is you come across that white sword item and you're sitting at 4 hearts. The other problem is that if you go too fast sometimes, and the red ring's going to help this, but if you go too fast sometimes, you get into 9 and you're in a low heart situation, and you have a rough 9. So, because you can't go mode 9, you've got to go through 9. So sometimes it's a mixed sword there for sure.
Indeed. Ooh, tea room with Dark Nuts, Gibdos, Zolds, Bubbles, and Wallmasters. Jeez, what an enemy setup.
No, you just cheese this. You sit on the right side of the tea room on the ladder, and you just cheese it for sure.
Easier said than done, though. Those bubbles are not making it easy for him.
No, like most of the rooms, the bubbles are the issue. It's not the enemies at all.
No, definitely. Able to use the ladder clip, though, gets across the tea room, so he's able to continue on. Only to find pretty much a similar setup in the next room.
Right. So there's a question in chat, what can be in the white sword spot? So the white sword cave is actually shuffled just like anything else. It could be a level, it could be a take any, it could be anything like that. The actual item that's usually there, the vanilla white sword, that's shuffled in as well. So in any of the caves in Hyrule, it could be the vanilla start cave, it could be the white sword item. That's randomized between 4 and 6 hearts. So having 4 hearts right now for TheSeaWolf gives them a 33% chance to pick it up. The only thing that could really be of importance, the only 2 things, are the silver arrows right now or the recorder. The recorder is the only thing that opens up Recorder Lake, which could have a level for us.
Could also be useful if there's a Dig Dogger block, and I have seen that even recently, so it's not out of the question, but at this rate, I don't see it being that likely.
No, you haven't seen Dig Doggers yet, and it's going to have to guard a Triforce or a shutter door or something like that to really be an issue right now, because they're going to be go-moding most of the stuff.
And we have the map for level 4, and it is segmented with a single room for the segment. Name that ink blot.
I don't know, but somebody dropped something. I need to pick it up. It's like he's holding his hand out and he dropped it, like a waiter or something, dropped something off his plate.
I can see that.
Oh yeah, I like that even better. Tried to throw a pitch, dropped the ball.
There you go. Ooh, a Gleehawk in a single room here.
Paratroopa's found this red ring. This can be a very welcome side on Paratroopa's side. So TheSeaWolf using some pretty good strats here. If you've never fought a Gleehawk or you're kind of curious about...
Yeah, but TheSeaWolf now has his 5th Triforce piece. And again, we're just over half an hour in. Good Lord, we could be seeing a sub 1 hour at this rate. And there's level 9.
Yeah, so everything under burn bushes, right? But yeah, as far as the Gleehawks can only fire one.
Meet the human along the coast. That's the hint for the magic sword, since it doesn't tell you what item it has. Therefore, that is a useless hint, which means the other hint that we saw earlier was the white sword hint, and that's kind of sad because now we're never going to know where it is until we find it.
Yeah, you got to come across it now. There's no hint telling you what it's going to be. The only thing we could do is, I don't know, did we see an old man in level 1? Because you got a 50-50 shot of the old man telling you where level 2 is. So that could be the other play that they do.
Not sure, but we found the Take Any Road again. And even though we haven't seen where all the Take Any Roads are, they're still good. Just the 2 that are there are pretty good spots.
Yeah, this one takes him right to level 6. So TheSeaWolf is just absolutely, whatever he touches turns to gold this seed. It's been fantastic for him.
Absolutely. Paratroopa finding another Take Any room, gets another heart container out of it. He is now up to 6, which means when he does find the white sword room, he is guaranteed that item. That's going to come in handy for him when he eventually finds it.
Yeah, absolutely.
TheSeaWolf getting trapped in the corner there by the bubbles in those blue whiz robes. Not fun.
No, not at all. I mean, you got red ring here, but still, whiz robes, they pack a punch. They usually take off 2 when they hit you, and it's going to take off half a heart every time you hit them.
Yeah, and he takes a death, and what's even more knife twisting is the fact that he had the fairy right there. He could have saved himself, but he just couldn't get there before he got sniped by the turret.
Yeah, there's a saying whenever I'm running, never chase a fairy. Fairies usually get you killed.
I think we just proved that right here.
I don't know if you want to do an item recap, or I can do an item recap if you want me to.
I've got it real quick here. So far, what we know for certain is the Armos item was the boomerang. The book was on the coast. Raft is in level 1. Red ring in level 2. Red ring is also in level 1. Second item in level 1, I'm right. Bow is in level 2. Ladder in level 3. And power bracelet in 7.
Yep, so the 2 dungeons that TheSeaWolf has kind of go-moded was 4 and 8. We don't know what the items are in those 2. All we're really missing is the silvers because we know the bow's in 2. So he's making kind of high percentage plays right now.
Indeed. Korea grumbles by a lake.
Yeah, so that's the hint for 7. 7 is just south of level 1, vanilla level 1, so that's the by a lake hint right there.
Yep, not really a useful hint there, unfortunately, but it's the hint for level 7, which makes sense for it to be here.
Yeah, this open room's a drop room, so looking for a key, looking for Triforce, preferably Triforce, and just get the heck out of level 6. Level 6 is huge.
Yeah, he's also looking for that item staircase, because we don't know what item's in level 6.
So what's your intuition tell you? You called level 1 right last time as far as having the silvers. Where are the silvers this seed?
Oh, I honestly have no clue at this point. There's just... The reason I was able to call it last time is because we were cut down enough that I could start to make a prediction. But here, there's so many potential places, and right now we really don't know what's left. So it's a little harder for me to call this time.
I'm going to call right now, I think it's deep in 8th, and they both left it.
I can see that. I could definitely see that potential.
Yeah, question in chat, where's the bow? We know the bow's in 2. We just don't know where level 2 is. So both runners are trying to find it right now.
Yeah, the only reason we know the bow's in 2 is because we got the hint for it from one of the hint shops. It said Dodongo is with the bow. So we know it's there. We just don't know where level 2 is. Once we find it, we're going to be in good shape. Oh, shoot.
Yeah, it's the wrong side of the chute you want to be on too, right?
And in this case, there really is no good side.
And the problem is, he dropped that bomb and it knocked out that orange Wizrobe, but they are greater than 4 this time because of the roll, so didn't kill him. He had to wait for him.
Hey, free key. I'll take it.
Paratroopa getting sent back across the raft. Never a good feeling.
Nope.
And so 7 isn't that big of dungeons, so Paratroop is still not that far out of it. Has done a lot of exploration. Level 2 is kind of evading us, so this could be a situation where level 2 is recorder blocked or something like that. Neither runner has found it, and they've done quite a bit of the overworld so far.
Indeed. Paratroopa now just found another take any rooms. He's now up to, I believe, 8 hearts right now.
Yeah,
oh,
great.
We found the white sword item. It's a heart. It's the heart container. That brings him up to 9.
That's one less spot that the silvers can be. So silvers are, the chance of them being in 9 is steadily creeping up.
Oh, Paratroopa went for the money-making game, and we be busted.
Kids don't gamble.
Unfortunately, TheSeaWolf not having much luck finding the item in 6 from what I can tell, so he's getting close to the Triforce at this point. Would it be funny if the item is right below the Triforce, considering the way the map looks?
Yeah, and I guarantee he checks the room too. He's done so much of 6, you almost don't want to leave a room like that without checking it.
Surprised he actually left that room of moblins there.
There was a fiber in the middle, so there's no way it could be a drop.
Ah, fair point. Unfortunately, this can't be it either because it's already got a key and it's no blocks to push. So,
and that's one of the worst rooms to fight Gliok in right there because it's an NSU and you don't have much room side to side. So this is going to be a tough fight.
Yeah, thankfully he has the ladder, which mitigates some of it, but still not much.
Yeah, you have to be very patient with this fight. And the first phase is fine. It's once those heads start flying off that's the problem.
Absolutely. Paratroopa now working his way through 7. That could pay off for him, considering that the power bracelet is in there. We still don't know if that's coming to play yet. Actually, we haven't checked any power bracelet areas, have we?
No, we haven't. That's a good point. So that's something TheSeaWolf probably needs to make a priority once he does a lot of the easier over routing to check those spots out.
Speaking of, Paratroopa now picking up his croissant.
Okay, so this room can only drop a key right now for TheSeaWolf because there's shutters there, unless he's trying to get north or something here. I'm not sure why he's going north, unless we missed a room up there. But this room can't be anything because it's just going to open these shutters.
Yeah, he's not having much luck finding these rooms, finding that item. It is eluding him.
Now, we're full of Gleoks in here, too, so even the combat right now in 6. 6 is not the place you want to be early. Luckily, you came across it a little later.
Yeah, finds the heart container for 6.
That's
you know what?
That's a welcome sight with the red ring.
Yes, it is. And I did think, I just realized he hasn't checked across that shoot room, has he? That's probably where it is.
No, yeah, that's something that needs to go up and around. And unfortunately, I think there's a couple enemies in there he doesn't want to have to fight. Oh no, this room's gonna be tough to clear too.
Yeah, if he wants to queue around, he's gonna have to kill him. So I think it's a heart though, so he's not completely out of the woods yet. He's gonna try to reset the room here, see if he can get a better enemy other than the blue Wizrobe. And it kind of worked.
Yeah, I'll take an orange one. They're stationary. They're easier, for sure. The ladder was in level 3, newbie.
I think he's given up. He's going after the Gliok. He's going to get his Triforce now.
And the boots are in Meyer, Ataka. this is going to be it's a tough fight for Seawolf. The best way to do this fight is to cheese it from the bottom. You want to come back with beams and just be at the bottom there and shoot up. It's going to be easier.
Yeah, he's going to opt to come back for that one later, so... Oh, you know, thankfully, since he didn't pick up the Triforce, he'll have an incentive to come back there and try again. Maybe find that item later.
Yeah, it's fine any road. He's going to go mode the dungeon anyway, it looks like. I don't think he was going to be looking too hard for the item. It could have been, like you said, through that shoot room. But because of that, and because it's by an any road, he's just going to go ahead and take off. Maybe try to find level 2 and then come back.
Indeed. Oh, finds another door repair there.
Yeah, JJ, question in chat about the enemies getting re-rolled. Every enemy set that's mixed like that, the enemies specifically will have a priority on how they load in the room. So if there's supposed to be 2 blue Wizrobes, 2 red, whatever it is, depending on whatever's in that priority ladder, if you leave and re-enter, whatever's number 1 is going to load first. So sometimes you get an easier enemy when you leave and re-enter a room.
Paratroopa now picking up his Triforce in 7. He's only 1 Triforce behind Seawolf right now, so he's catching up fast.
Yeah, as soon as he found those levels, I knew he was going to have a pretty easy time of finding those. The only problem right now for him is that he left the ladder behind in 3, and he's going to be so focused on trying to find other levels that going back to 3 won't be a high priority right now. We've seen the case that the ladder is needed, maybe not for navigation, but as far as ease of combat and stuff in some of these levels. Yeah, Jay Coper's got it exactly right.
So Paratroopa now working on level 4. Seawolf finding another medium secret there by the grave.
One thing I like about Paratroopa right now is making decisions based on his resources. He's only got 4 keys, which seems like a lot, but it's not that much in Rando. So he's going through open doors first, doesn't want to use keys until he really has to, that type of thing. So making very good economical decisions with his resources. It's good to see.
Yeah, especially since we still don't know where the any key is, and you know that item is essential in these kind of races because you could end up getting key starved if you're not careful.
No, and it's really good for Paratroopa, actually. It sounds weird that because he didn't get the ladder out of 3, he might dig some of the dungeons that Seawolf decides to take off on, and he might be able to find silvers like that were in a dungeon that Seawolf left. So this could actually be good for Paratroopa.
All depends on where those items are.
Yeah, you see for both players, combat really isn't an issue. I mean, they're both holding their own. They're both able to navigate these. There's not a lot of depths inside of dungeons and stuff, so you're seeing a very good, high-quality race right now. This is a really good race right now.
Indeed, Seawolf now picking up Lord Banana from the Armos item.
Yeah, when you're go mode inside dungeons and you see that from the Armos, you're not too happy. Paratroopa wisely deciding to skip that room.
Hey, there's a ticketing room. Finally, Seawolf gets some more health. He's now guaranteed to find, when he finds that heart container, he can pick it up over at the white sword item.
Yeah, and once you grab that one, so you get 6, then the very next one, I expect to see him take a potion, because anything over 6 when you've got the red ring is just kind of extra. You can pick up hearts in dungeons and stuff like that, but it takes a lot to get a free potion, right? So I think the next one he's going to find, he's going to get a free potion out of it.
Yeah, especially since those door repair rooms have been costing him a lot.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I agree with you.
All right, looks like Seawolf's going to check his way over to the Dead Woods here. He's got to get past this blue Lionel, unfortunately. I'll tell you what, I'd rather deal with these Lionels than the ones in Breath of the Wild, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I know what you mean. Absolutely.
Anyone who's played that game knows exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm at the point where I'm only getting silver Lionels. You know how, if you've played Breath of the Wild, you know how painful those guys are.
Absolutely. Paratroop is here in the Triforce room in 4, so good fight here. I mean, just when you've got this many hearts and red ring, you just knock out the heads, just tank damage like he's doing. So didn't have to fight it like Seawolf did.
But he didn't find the item, so he's going to keep searching.
I would. There's only a couple other rooms. I mean, if we check his map again, he's only not been in a couple rooms, so it makes sense for him to go back in here. He still needs a ladder right now and silvers, so this is a play that's pretty natural. We're tied in Triforces, too. Like I said before, I mean, it looked like Seawolf had a huge lead, and he did. I mean, he had a great start, absolutely. But while he was doing all that, Paratroopa was checking out the overworld. All the stuff Paratroopa's doing right now, or Seawolf's doing right now, Paratroopa had already done. So that's why you're seeing them catch up a little bit.
Indeed. Like I said, it's anybody's race. Never count a runner out until someone dones, because that race could change in a hurry. Seawolf going to make another attempt on level 6 now. He's going to see if he can find his way to get that item.
And the biggest bummer for Paratroopa right now is that was probably the correct play, except for he is now ladder blocked in 4. So not getting the ladder out of 3 is going to hurt him as far as 4. So the one thing it does tell him, though, is that ladder is not in 3. So it has to be silvers for him to go back.
And it's a good thing that our runners didn't have to pick up that blue ring. 242 rupees for a blue ring is not pleasant.
No, not at all. Not when they were getting money just siphoned from them earlier in the season. I mean, there's no way they're going to pick that up. Seawolf now back in 6. I think Seawolf's going to probably full clear this now. You've done so much of this level, it doesn't make sense to leave a couple rooms behind.
No, absolutely not. He's going to try to be very stingy with those bombs unless he can pick up some from these red whiz robes, which he does.
Yeah, and these guys right now, I mean, I think they're 6. They're either 5 or 6, so you don't want to drop a bomb to try to kill them because you're just wasting bombs. So you're just using a little time here to pick up some more resources, which is good.
Okay, now if I'm correct, this is where the shoot room is, or at least leads to the shoot room.
It's the next one down because you got to be able to go over. There's only one room that way, so this has to be the shoot room here.
But he's not going to go for it. He's going straight for the Triforce.
And going straight for the Triforce. I don't want to say I can't blame him, but I mean that's certainly a choice I probably wouldn't have made. But it's probably going to be correct, right? The percentages favor the silvers not being in 6 because there's so many other spots, and this is just 1. So the percentages are in your favor to make this play. There's just so few rooms that it's something that I probably would have done differently, and I will probably get proven wrong at the end of the season.
We will see. But he's going to go back in. He's not done yet.
Okay, so he's now just trying to check and clear. There's probably I think 4 rooms that he hasn't seen right now. He's just going to clear those 4 rooms.
And Paratroopa, he's got 10 hearts. He's making the play on Max.
I like it. I like the decision. This is gutsy. This is only a 20% chance. Let's see.
Nope. No luck there. And we found the item. The recorder is in 6.
Okay, so that was the last spot. That was actually, I mean, it's good for exploration as far as you can zip around now the overworld, but it was the last overworld spot Seawolf couldn't have checked. So if 2 is under Recorder Lake, this pays off huge. If not, probably a little bit of a time waste to go back in. We'll see.
Yeah, because if I'm looking at my map correctly, I think levels 2 and 5 are the only ones we haven't found yet.
Well, 5 is just to the left here. Seawolf's about to find 5. Paratroopa found it earlier. And left, I believe. It was when he was swordless, I think.
Yeah, I was looking at my map. I was looking at the map wrong. So yeah, level 2 is the only one we have not located yet. Everything else we know where they are. Wait a minute! Paratroopa's just found it!
All right, so there we go. So it's on the other side of the map, which is kind of an advantage for Paratroopa. He's going to get his bow. He's got arrows now. He'll be able to get through 2. He'll be able to go mode 6 if he goes back to 3 to get the ladder. Otherwise, he's going to be digging 6 for the ladder, most likely.
Indeed. And he found the heart container for level 2 as well, giving him another chance to play for that magic sword if he chooses. And now, so all we have to do is just go through and kill enough enemies to find level 2 as Seawolf now enters level 5.
Yeah, Yeah, Paratroopa's looking for a room drop, right? So it's not going to be something to where he's going to go underground or anything for. 2 is going to have a floor drop. So he's got to clear a room. Sometimes it's right on the floor, but most of the time you're clearing a room to do it. So this has the map. This won't be it. So he's trying to look for any room that he can clear that doesn't have anything already on the ground.
Indeed, and unfortunately, we found the map for level 2, and it is triple segmented.
Yeah, that's just ugly is what that is. I don't know what it is. It's just ugly. You don't want to see a triple segmented 2. You're spending so much time just trying to navigate anyway, and now you got to navigate a couple staircases. This is not good.
No, it is not. They got to make you earn this bow here in level 2. So we're going to see if we can find out where it's hiding.
So this here could be an item room that Seawolf's in 5 too. We've not seen the item in 5, so this could be an important find for us.
Let's find out. It is the item, and it's the red candle.
All right, so that's kind of a bummer, but it eliminates his silver's location for Seawolf, so it's one more thing he can check off his list, which is nice. It says your play in 8 was probably correct. I mean, you're starting to get to the situation where now silvers have a 40% chance of being a 9 right now, so it's starting to look more and more like they made the best play in 8.
Indeed, because right now, levels 4 and 8 are the only 2 we have not accounted items for yet. And of course, level 9. So we'll have to see if this plays out.
Yeah, so what both of them would have loved to come across during any of this was like White Sword or Wand or something like that. It'd be hysterical if both of those are in level 8 and they go-moded it, and so their offense is weakened because of it.
True, though Paratroopa might have a chance for mags, which might pay off in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is not going to be a drop room. It can't be a drop room, but it can be a staircase for Paratroopa. So Paratroopa is trying to get to another segment right now.
See, well, finding a transport staircase there in 5. There's guaranteed to be at least one transport staircase in an unsegmented level starting from level 5. So he's hoping this will help guide him right to the Triforce.
This could be the item room right here. This is not a cool room for it to be the item room, but you can clip in one of these blocks or something like that and make the room a little bit easier. Oh no, it's not the item room because we already found the red candle, so scratch that. He made the play just to get out of there. Probably going to up A and explore the rest of 5.
Paratroopa finding one of the transport staircases in 2. Hoping that'll take him to either the Triforce or the bow. It's going to take him over here.
No, that's probably one of those worst situations where the bow's in the top left and the Triforce is in the top right, and you're having to use 5 keys to do it.
Yeesh, that would not be fun. And a community hint there for Seawolf, unfortunately.
Yeah, so all the hints are pretty much played out. The only hint that they could really need help with, or Seawolf on Seawolf's side, is the hint from 1. Unfortunately, you're just going to have to check the power breaks and spots, and we'll see how much time it takes him to do that.
All right, Paratroopa finding the other's transport staircase. This will take him to the last segment. He still has not found the bow, and I'm pretty sure he's checked most of the dungeons, so that means the Triforce has found the Triforce. It takes him right there, but he's still looking for that item. Oh, Sabers and Nara, another community hint. Oh, he's going to have to... Oh, he's going to check for a bomb hole here. There's had to be one. He's hoping that this is where the bow is hiding. If not, he's going to have to destroy the Gliok. And yeah, he's going to have to kill the Gliok and go down in order to find the bow. And yeah, worse yet, it's a 4-headed Gliok.
Well, I mean, with beams, it makes it a little easier. You don't want to get too close because what you'll do is you'll Y-force yourself and you'll grab that Triforce without killing Gliok, and you have to do it again. So he wants to stay either on that tile or above him and kill him down. You do not want to walk into that Triforce right now. He will reset.
Which, thankfully, he does avoid that. And we got, a blue land molus. And it's sealed off, so he can't use the trick. He has
Red
to
ring,
kill
though, you just got to go for it. I mean, you got to hope they're minus HP on the roll, and you just got to go in the middle of them and swing like he's doing. So, good combat here from Paratroopa.
And it does pay off. He has the bow.
Yeah, so could you imagine finding this early without the red ring? I mean, let's say you find one later or something like that. That would have been a brutal set to go through.
Yeah, he would not have survived dealing with as much health as he has. Seawolf finding the Triforce at level 5.
So now it's just, can Seawolf find 2 before Paratroopa finds 5, 6, and the ladder out of 3? But I do believe Paratroopa has knowledge of where 5 and 6 are. It's just he's going back for Max. He's going to go back for Max, check that, and then probably try to complete 5 and 6.
That would be my call, so he's going to go for it. It's with 1 extra heart, he has a better chance of picking it up now.
Yep, now you're at a 40% chance.
Yeah, you need between 10, I think it's 10 and 14 hearts in order to get it.
OPT, I don't think ladders required as far as traversing anything. I think it's just helpful as far as combat. So I haven't seen any blocks per se.
All right, here we go. Nope, not enough.
Man, that's brutal, because now you've taken, 35, 45 seconds now out of this to check that twice. It's got to pay off soon. You've got to keep going back for it, otherwise that time's wasted. Yeah, the item in 4 is ladder block, that is for sure. So Paratroopa knows the item in 4 can't be the ladder, which is good knowledge for him. Maybe he goes back into 3 to check that one, but most likely going to 5 or 6 through these anti-roads.
All right, Paratroopa now back in 6. He's going to make a play for it. We know the recorder's in here, but we still don't know. But we also know that the recorder is not required this seed. So it's just a matter of getting the Triforce and getting out.
Yeah, he's going to go to the right. He's going to find the recorder. Again, that's going to be kind of good knowledge because it's going to help point him in the right direction of where things that he needs actually are. But it's not going to be what he wants to see out of 6. Yeah, so now Seawolf's going to have to do a lot of overworld, because he found all those levels so quickly in the forest. He's going to be doing a lot of overworld exploration that Paratroopa already did. So going to lose a little time here because of that. I think he's still got a pretty good advantage here, but he's going to lose a little bit of time right now.
Indeed. Paratroopa finds the recorder now in 4. So we're still on the hunt for those silver arrows. It always seems to be the silver arrows that a lot of runners tend to come down to when it comes to these races, which is sad because the silver arrows are really helpful even aside from Ganon. They're very powerful. They do magic sword damage and can one-shot a lot of enemies, so you want to get those as early as you can, especially if you can get the bow early as well, but unfortunately they're just not having luck with that.
No, not at all. I mean, you're sitting in a situation right now where you haven't found White Sword, you haven't found wand. They could be an 8 or 9. I mean, there's 4 items in 8 and 9 combined, and you know you've already go-moded 8. So a lot of your offense is there hidden somewhere. So you want to find those silvers so bad just to upgrade your combat.
All right, Seawolf gonna check Recorder Lake, see what's here. We know it's not gonna be level 2 that he's looking for. It's just gonna be a secret room, and it's only a medium secret at that.
Yeah, usually they're taking my money. When you do all that to find the recorder, you dig it out of 6. It's a tough dig. You go back, you wasted time, and then all of a sudden Recorder Lake takes $30 from you.
Sounds like you've had personal experience for that.
Yeah, a couple times. So Seawolf is on the hunt for 2. I gotta believe by now, and I'm not looking at his tracker individually, but you gotta believe by now that most of the overworld besides the Southwest is done. So I think after this, and maybe Western Death Mountain, he'll start doing the push blocks.
Now, after he finds that last Triforce shard, the question is do you go straight for 9, or do you gamble on one of the other 2 dungeons, 4 or 8, having the silvers?
No, the play I would make is I would go straight to 9, because you're either going to find the silvers at 9, or because you don't have the White Sword or Wand, you're going to find an item or 2 that's going to help you dig the other dungeon, go back to get the silvers. So at that point, if I'm 40% or 50-50 or something like that, I'm going to 9 all day.
Seawolf finally finding the heart container in the White Sword room. Puts him up to 9 hearts. But we know he's going to need at least 12 to 14 hearts for max.
Yeah, so Seal's probably not going to get it. I mean, he's going to find 2, and that's probably going to be his last heart if he finds the heart in 2. So he's probably not going to be looking at mags. Paratroopa maybe, because you can get the heart in 5. So there's a possibility Paratroopa gets it. Seawolf makes a beeline right now for that spot.
Yep, and now he's at level 2. He's on his last dungeon here. He's going to find that bow, and then he's going to be gunning it for level 9.
This bow is such a dig, though, too. Paratroopa is in the Triforce room and doing a decent job. He's got to get a little more contact. Okay, now he's doing a good job, but he's going to have the Triforce. He's got the recorder out of 6. He's going to go down to 5 and see what that is. I haven't seen yet another ladder block, so that ladder out of 3 might not be required at all in the seed.
That's a rarity. It's very rare for the ladder not to be required in a seed. That's very interesting. Now, here comes the big question, as Sports Hefe points out earlier. We know where the bow is. Paratroopa has the bow. He knew where it was. He was able to get to it. The question is, does Seawolf... Seawolf's going to have to eventually realize where that bow is, but he's also going to run the same risk that Paratroopa did of accidentally picking up the Triforce. How careful can he be for that?
Yeah, Seawolf's knowledgeable enough to know that Triforce is going to drop in the middle or upper middle of the room right there. So he's going to be very careful about how he kills the Gliok. I think Seawolf is not going to have an issue with that at all.
All right, Paratroopa now also has made his way to his last dungeon. He's in 5 now. So this is a big play here. A race is on. And it might... With Paratroopa not having the ladder, if 9 doesn't become ladder blocked, he's in good shape. That's where it comes down to at this point.
Absolutely. That could be where he gets a little bit of time back. We do know 5 has the red candle, so it's going to be kind of a bummer for Paratroopa, because he's going to dig it looking for ladder and silver still. So you got a little time still left in 5. But he's like, and I saw AA, I think, saying this earlier, he's not close to 9. Even though he's 1 Triforce away, he's not really that close to 9 yet. Just because that ladder's got to be on his mind.
Thankfully, Paratroopa did not have trouble finding the items. He's got his red candle in 5. Not useful at this point, but hey, it's not that far out of the way, so he's going to go ahead and pick it up.
It's actually not a bad play, because if you find some bubble rooms there and you get your sword taken away, that red candle gives you some extended range, some range damage, which is actually really nice to have when you don't have 1 and you don't have anything else going for you. So I like having the red candle. Question in chat also from JJ, can the ladder be in 9 if it isn't required earlier? Nope. So if you see the items down by our tracker, the ladder, recorder, power bracelet, bow, and wrap, those items have to be outside of 9. Those are all exploration items or things that you need to kill bosses on the overworld or in levels 1 through 8. The silvers can be in 9 because you can have the wooden arrows to kill gomas, but everything else has to be outside of 9.
Yeah, the only items that can be in 9 are the silver arrows, the red ring, white sword, wand, book, or either boomerang.
Yeah, the red candle, all those things like that. Yeah, you're right. All right, Seawolf about to find this Gliok right here. Probably going to make the same play as Paratroopa did and check the rooms beside it, but I'm going to figure out he's going to have to go down, kill this Gliok, and we'll see, like you said, is there going to be any danger of him grabbing this Triforce and having to do all of 2 again?
Oh, but Paratroopa has his Triforce first. He is going to be the first one to make his way to level 9, it looks like.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what I said. If you saw the red candle combat, it's helped Paratroopa out immensely already, so I like picking that up. I will usually never turn down a red candle unless I already have like a wand or a ranged weapon like that, or the bow or something.
So let's see if Paratroopa indeed is going for 9, or if he is going back into 3. So he's going to get his ladder.
Yeah, this is a smart play. It's one of the earlier dungeons. It's an easier dig. You need silvers, and if you don't find silvers but find ladder, it's going to be a help to you. Or if you find a wand or white sword, which he doesn't have either of those either, pretty much no matter what he picks up out of 3, it's probably going to help him. So I like this.
And unfortunately, Seawolf picked up the Triforce in 2 and did not get the bow, so he is going to have to go back.
Yeah, exactly what you called out that I didn't think would be an issue was the issue with Seawolf. So good call on your part, and that's just such a bummer because you know you have to get the bow, right? You cannot go mode this dungeon. Of all the dungeons, you can't go mode this one, and this is a pretty big thing.
Yeah, that's going to be painful. That's going to cost him time that Paratroopa can now take advantage of unknowingly to catch back up and take this race from behind, as he has now found the ladder.
So, I mean, they both have the exact same items, and Seawolf's going to pick up his bow here, too. Paratroopa's going to be the first one into 9, which is crazy. If you'd have said this 15 minutes into the race that Paratroopa would be the first in 9, I knew Paratroopa wasn't out of this thing, but it was looking really good for Seawolf at that point.
Yep. So now the question is, again, does he go into 9 or... Yeah, he's going back into 4. He is going to dungeon dive.
Nope, he's whistling to 4 right now. He's going into 4. I thought he was going to go back into 4. Oh, he's going with the ladder now that he's got the ladder block. He knows about that.
Yep. So let's see if his gamble pays off. If the silvers are here, this is going to pay off big time for him. But if not, he's just wasting time.
You know what, though? If you have a known commodity like this, like you know you're going to go 8 or 9 rooms and you're going to get an item, this is actually not a bad play because otherwise you're going through like 60 rooms in 9 looking for the silvers exactly. So if Paratroopa can get anything out of this to either upgrade his offense or get the silvers, this makes so much sense. So I like this play. I probably wouldn't have made it, but it makes a lot of sense. Just absolutely tanking his way through here. He knows exactly what he wants right now. He's got to be careful, though, because this thing hits hard.
Yeah, but he makes it through. He's going to deal with these wall masters, and this is very likely the staircase room. And indeed it is. What's the item in 4? It's the transport, which we know cannot lead to anything, so he's going to try to bomb up. So this is now likely the item room, and that's not good because he's got a whole mess of trouble to deal with. He's going to use his other potion because he was way too low on health to be dealing with all this. Seawolf now got to make the play on Mags. We know that he's not going to get it.
This thing is a good, probably minute and a half in Paratroopa's favor right now.
Oh, gets the stopwatch again so he can deal with those dart nuts at his leisure. That is just what he needed right when he needed it most. He's going to... Oh, but the push block doesn't work. That's not where the item is.
Holy cow. So we missed a room somewhere that opens up. And he thought he was
not yet. Hold that thought. There was a couple wall masters over in the wall. All right, what's the item in 4? It's the any key.
All right, not bad. I mean, Seawolf has 4 keys right now, so really you don't worry about the 6 from Paratroopa's side. You worry about what your opponent has when in a heads-up situation like that, so it's any key to 4. So Seawolf right now didn't get hurt by not going in there, but he's got to be very careful with his resources inside of 9.
Indeed, and speaking of level 9, Seawolf is indeed the first to make it into level 9. Now, since he's here, we are looking for 3 things. Obviously, we're looking for the silver arrows. That's priority number 1 right now. Number 2, we are listening for the roar of Ganon. If we hear that roar, we know that Ganon is 1 room away. We are also going to be looking for a shutter door, a single shutter door that if after killing all the enemies, it does not open, we have found the princess. However, after defeating Ganon, if we find that shutter door and it opens with enemies still in it, then that's also the princess's door. There are also 3 hint rooms containing one of 4 possible hints. If they're not trolls, they can tell us where the princess is, where the beast is, which enemy's got the compass, and where the silver arrows are located. If indeed they're in level 9. If they are not, it'll tell us the arrows are located elsewhere, and we will know that the arrows are in level 8. That's also provided that none of those old men don't turn into community hints. And at the same time, now Paratroopa, not long after, he is in level 9 now. So now the race is on.
Yeah, this is fantastic. I like what Seawolf's doing here, his approach to exploring this 9. There's 14 staircases in 9, right? Because there's 6 transports and there's 2
Correct.
items. What he's doing is he's taking every transport, because what that does is it eliminates 2 stairs at a time. The one you went in and the one you came out of. So all he has to do, take these 2 at a time, and he's going to find the item a whole lot quicker. Looks like Paratroopa is going to employ the exact same strategy, which is it's such smart routing in 9 to do this.
In this kind of situation, it's absolutely essential. And this is why, and because of this, because of all this going on, and because of how large this dungeon is, level 9 is considered the great equalizer, and you're going to see why, because both these guys aren't far behind each other, and either one of them could take a different route and find the things they need first, giving them the advantage. And little things such as Paratroopa having the any key could make the difference.
Yeah, you already see right now, Seawolf's he's coming up against some key blocks right now. He was lucky that he was able to go through, he found one key early and then was able to go through a lot of open doors, but this could make some routing decisions for him that causes a diversion between him and Paratroopa on the path they take through 9 just because of any key.
Simply put, yeah, Paratroopa can check rooms, might be a little more confident checking rooms that Seawolf maybe hesitated on because of his lack of keys.
And they are in the exact same room, guys. Virtual high five right here. This race it's awesome right now.
Oh, we got our first hint. The beast awaits in the southwest of Skull. So we know that's where Ganon is hiding, right near the start of the dungeon, in fact. Because that's where they came in. This is interesting. Oh, and another factor that we have to count for, Paratroopa has arrows, Seawolf does not. In terms of enemies, that could make a difference there as well.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have much ammo. He's got 31 bucks there, so he's got 30 arrows because you want to save one for Ganon. But yeah, I mean, it gives him some range that Seawolf doesn't have, so his offense is actually a little more capable than what Seawolf's is. We are Patra infested in this 9 right now.
Yeah, usually are, but this one definitely more so. Both of them pretty much meeting with the same transport staircase, though. Seawolf opting not to check it. We've got our route divergence here, folks. This is one of those critical moments that could make or break the race.
Yeah, we've seen probably 4 of the transports already right now. I mean, there's been a lot of stairs we've taken. So they've explored quite a bit of this 9 already. It's who's going to find them quicker and what's going to be hysterical, and this can still happen, is if the silvers are an 8. If they find 2 meaningless things in here and the silvers are an 8, they got to go back at the same time. Then they're going to have to explore 8 and do the exact same thing in there.
Another hint, Moblins guard the compass. That's actually a very helpful hint there. So we know that any Moblin that we find could potentially drop the compass. That will tell us exactly where the princess is. So that's actually really helpful. And speaking of Moblins, Paratroopa finding a whole room full of them. He could unintentionally find them now.
Yeah, the compass was right to the right room, right when they walk in, because Seawolf found it right away. So it was guarded by the Moblins for sure. But it was right to the right when you walked in.
Ah, that makes sense. Nonetheless, this is, at this point, again, even though Seawolf has that advantage of having the compass, those arrows could be anywhere. We still need to find those. If Paratroopa finds them first, he could end up finding Ganon ahead of him. There's the compass there.
Here's the thing, Seawolf's down to 1 key. You gotta watch that right now, and here's the other deal. If we find 2 items in here and they're not the silvers, Seawolf's gonna go back to 4 before he goes to 8.
That is very true. That's gonna give Paratroopa an extra advantage because he'll know where to start looking. And again, Seawolf could decide, hey, 8's got 2 potential items. I'm gonna go there first instead of going to 4. So that might save him some time.
No way, 4 is right next door. I'd go to 4 all day.
Fair enough.
But I'm not Seawolf. Who knows what Seawolf's going to do?
Like I said, this is anybody's race. Either one of these guys could make the critical play. With how this is actually a lot closer than the last race I commed, even though that one was really close. This one, these guys are dangerously close to each other. Either one of them could take this race out of nowhere, especially since they're both now back on the high 5 track.
Yeah, I think combined between the 2 of them, we've seen 5 of the staircases now.
I don't know about you folks at home, but we're all sitting. I'm on the edge of my seat seeing this. I love races like this when anything can happen.
Yeah, it's so good, right? I mean, because especially with how this started, it just looked like it was a little bit one-sided. But Paratroopa absolutely played himself back into this race, and now in 9, it's a toss-up. It's a coin flip right now.
Yep, and Z-Tap puts in the chat, advantages are all but fleeting in the face of level 9's chaos. I think that's a good way to describe level 9 and just how much of an equalizer it can actually be. And ooh, stopwatch, always nice to have.
Yeah, absolutely. This is actually a decent set to be able to refill bombs and stuff, so bombs aren't going to be an issue. What's going to be the issue right now still, TheSeaWolf has 1 key. I'm going to go back to that because...
We found the silvers!
Very important. Yeah, I just
silvers found by Paratroopa in level 9.
Silvers are in 9, and he's in the same... TheSeaWolf's in the exact same room, so this is going to come down to the very end here.
And now I can officially say, ladies and gentlemen, Paratroopa1 is officially now in go mode!
After that call, I feel like I am too.
And we found the magical boomerang. That's the other item.
So White Sword and Wand were both an 8. Both things that could help your offense are an 8. That's hysterical.
So with that, we can give the official item rundown. The Armos item was the boomerang. The Coast item was the book. The White Sword item was the heart container. Level 1 had the raft and the red ring. Level 2 had the bow. Level 3, the ladder. Level 4, the any key. Level 5, the red candle. Level 6, the recorder. Level 7, the power bracelet. The White Sword and wand are in 8, and the silver arrows and magic boomerang are in 9.
Yeah, what a seed. And right now they are both scrambling like mad to try to find Ganon. Remember, they're trying to listen for his roar. And if they hear the roar, they're 1 room away. So I can't hear it. I don't have the audio up. But we'll be looking for them to be scrambling like crazy. As soon as you see them enter a room and just start checking doorways like mad, that's because they've heard Ganon.
Indeed. And TheSeaWolf has the advantage here now because he has an idea of where Ganon is. He knows he's in the southwest quadrant somewhere. So he needs to get back down there and search that area thoroughly to find him.
Yeah, absolutely. You're exactly right.
Fortunately, they're both heading in the exact wrong direction here. And I'm kind of wondering if TheSeaWolf forgot that hint because he's not going anywhere near that.
Yeah, when you see your map, though, and you see a huge blank space in the southwest quadrant, you're like, hey, I probably should go that way anyway.
Indeed. Problem is, with this, a level as chaotic as 9, how do you get there is the question.
I'm telling you, though, these keys might be an issue. That any key pickup from Paratroopa might be this race.
It's always down to that one item. Especially in a game like Zelda 1.
Paratroopa found a stairway to the southwest.
So now he's very close. The other thing we have to be careful of is if you're in a room with a Patra, the Patra's screech can block that sound. And, oh, ladies and gentlemen, as LOZ card fans like to say, here's Ganon!
So Paratroopa's got the wood sword against Ganon, which means he's going to have to land 15 blows on Ganon before Ganon takes him out. Wood sword Ganon fight is not too easy. You do have the red ring and a couple potions, so it's going to make it a little easier, but he's looking for 15 blows on Ganon right now.
Yeah, his best hope is to be able to stun lock him. Not an easy thing to do when it comes to Ganon, but if he can time it just right, which it looks like he's got, he can stun lock him and get those 15 hits off really quickly. Can he keep that stun lock going? He's getting there. Yes, he's got it. We've got bacon.
Yeah, that's a sick fight right there. So what's happening there is Ganon is wanting to leave, right? So what happens in his animation is for 1 frame, or maybe a couple frames, you've got a chance. You've got a little window there to where he is going to become vulnerable again right before he moves. So if you swing your sword right on that frame, or there's a 7-frame buffer or whatever that the sword takes, the animation, if you swing your sword on that and you're able to hit Ganon at that time, you're going to lock him in place. That's what that stun lock's all about.
Indeed, and because he knows right where to go, we have our winner. Paratroopa1 has finished with official SRL time of 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 2 seconds.
What a race, and come from behind win from Paratroopa. Get your GGs out, chat. That was very well done by Paratroopa there.
Absolutely. What a comeback. Paratroopa, who was behind for the majority of this race, comes from behind and takes the win. Holy crap. That's the kind of race you live for here on these randomizer tournaments.
Absolutely. That was one for the record books for him, and that's going to be one that he's going to want to play back over and over just to see the lead that TheSeaWolf has. Right now, he has no idea, right? He thinks TheSeaWolf had basically the same seed, has no idea what it looked like 15 minutes into this, but Paratroopa unknowingly just came back from an insurmountable, not insurmountable, but very tough lead, and that was just very well done, very well played by Paratroopa.
Indeed. We'll be getting an interview with Paratroopa here in just a second. And speaking of which, there he is now. Paratroopa joining us here in the channel. Congratulations on your victory.
Thank you very much.
Now, I want to spell this out for you because I don't think you realize how close this was or how much of a comeback you just pulled off.
Oh,
because for the majority of this race, TheSeaWolf took a very early lead, finishing up like 4 dungeons in almost a half an hour.
Yeah, I don't think I had a single Triforce then.
Yeah. So,
no, maybe I had one, I don't know.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it turned out, I think getting the any key was the critical moment for you because he never got that out of 4.
I had 6 keys when I got it, so I don't even know if it was necessary. It was a little bit of a stress off to get it, but I don't know if it really helped. I don't know if the ladder helped either that I got early or late.
The ladder wasn't really that necessary, but I can promise you the any key was the difference maker because right now TheSeaWolf is out of keys, and it has diverted his route severely, costing him a lot of time. And that's what, because he got into level 9 just before you did, and he found the silver arrows before you did, but he still hasn't gotten to the southwest quadrant to check to look for Ganon.
That's okay. That's surprising. See, when I won this race, I had assumed it's because I found silver arrows first. Learning that I found them second is very surprising. So I guess Magic Key really did help.
Yeah, it was the difference maker there. Oh, man, because, and you had been behind for, like, almost the entire race. He had just had a dominating lead, though you were always at least a step behind. But little by little, you just started creeping up on him.
I had a very slow start to this race. I had a bunch of bad screen scrolls, so it took me like 6 minutes just to get over to the grave area. And then I didn't find anything there, so I had a very slow start. Didn't get the boomerang. I tried. I would have taken it, but I did not. And then I found the sword in the northeast. I was like, TheSeaWolf probably found that. And yeah, it was just a really slow start to this run until I got the red ring, which really helped.
No, yeah, I want to commend you on a job that you did here because, like you said, it was a slower start. TheSeaWolf definitely had the advantage early, but your efficiency in the dungeons late, and then I know you 6 keys was probably enough in 9 if you went the right way, but because you had that any key, you were able to pop doors and just take a peek in things that you probably wouldn't have if you were on like 1 or 2 keys. And it enabled you to like take a look at places that TheSeaWolf right now can't because he's so worried about those keys.
Yeah, it was definitely not what I wanted to see in 4, but it turns out that it was definitely a little bit helpful to find it.
Yeah, of all the 5 things that it could have been, that was probably the worst case scenario, because otherwise you're getting the wand or the silvers or a white sword.
The wand, it turns out, wouldn't have helped much because 9 was so Wizrobe heavy, but I really would have liked the white sword a lot. I also would have liked the silver arrows, obviously.
So I don't know if you made the connection yet, but the wand and white sword were both in 9, or both in 8.
They're both in 8. Yeah, I never went back there. I decided 3 would be quick enough to go for 1 item, and then maybe that would be ladder, which would let me get another quick item in 4. I didn't want to delve into 8. That could just sink. That could take like 15 minutes of my time. I have no way of knowing.
Yeah, that was actually the right call to make, since obviously it wouldn't have paid off for you. I mean, having the white sword would have been nice, but at the end of the day, the amount of time you would have lost doing that probably would have... I don't know if it would have cost you a race, but it would have hurt.
No.
How nervous were you to bump into that Triforce in 2?
Oh, that was scary, yeah. That would have been like a critical time loss in this one if I had gotten that. I just had to kind of sneak around it. Because I knew the bow was south of that room, too. I explored everything else, and I had the hint. So I'm just like, ugh. That was really frustrating, too. I bought those wooden arrows early because I'd done Death Mountain early. And my thought process was, TheSeaWolf might not know where the bow is, and he might not know where the arrows are, but I would know where both of them. And it turns out it was the only arrow shop in the seed. So I decided to buy those because I thought, well, maybe that'll give me an advantage later since I know where the bow is. But then level 2 ended up being under a power bracelet spot, which you needed to go to 7 to get. And you needed to kill a room full of 8 bulky Pulse voices anyway to get the bow, so it didn't matter. And I'm a little bit annoyed about that. I was fuming the entire seed over this.
Imagine. Let me ease your frustration a little bit, because You didn't do it. You didn't accidentally pick up the Triforce, but SeaWolf did. He had to double dip into 2 to get the bow.
Yeah. Did he know that the bow was there too?
Yes, he did know. He was the first to find that hint. So he had that knowledge early, but again, he accidentally grabbed that Triforce, and that cost him more time that gave that for you to catch up on.
Because that would make the Pulse Voice respond too, so you'd have to do that all over again, and there's just no quicker way to do that than to stab them with the wooden sword over and over. So it was fun.
Yeah, he was actually, just letting you know, SeaWolf's race, he was actually in, silvers and 9 type of go mode 15 minutes in. He had the ladder, he had wood sword basically.
Wow.
He knew where the bow was. So, and he had red ring from 1 because he found 1 pretty quick. So he did 1,
wow.
3, and 7. Yeah, it was insane, like his pace. So we were like, oh my god, he's in go mode if he just wants to go for silvers and 9, which they ended up being there anyway. So for you to come back against somebody with that, I mean, that just speaks to your acumen and your skills. So GG.
Well, thank you. Because I thought that when I won this race, I thought that I must have gotten something before he did. Either I knew where the bow was earlier, or I got the red ring earlier, or gosh, I can't remember what else. I must have gotten the power bracelet earlier to find level 2, or maybe I found the silver arrows first. No, none of those things. I just won somehow. That's fine though.
It all came down to that any key, because right now, SeaWolf is out of keys, he's out of bombs, and he's already taken a death in level 9. That's how rough he had it just from not having that any key.
I'm really glad I went back and bought a potion. That was really necessary.
It helped a lot.
Oh, yeah.
That's another thing. I don't think he's gotten any potions, and I think that's another factor to your victory is that you had those potions, you had that extra bit of safety, and like right now, he's trying to deal with this one Patra, and he's already down to half a heart. That's how rough this seed is. This level 9 is being with him.
Yeah, it's a tough one. There's a lot of like really difficult combats in that 9. I was about to leave 9 actually and go back to 8, but I decided to stick there just a little bit longer. Unfortunately, that paid off.
It's like I've always said when it comes to randomizer races like this, is that it comes down to what routes do you take, what gambles do you make, and of course which ones pay off. And you took some risks, but at the end of the day, they all paid off, and you caught up and you won.
Yeah, speaking of which, I'm really lucky that the wall to Ganon was bombable, because I took like a slow, like 3-minute route to get back there just to find that wall, which I'd forgotten to I forgot to check to see if I could go that way. And fortunately I was able to, but if I wasn't able to, that would have cost me a ton of time, because I don't know how else I could have gotten into that section there. But fortunately that paid off.
Yeah, unfortunately SeaWolf's still having troubles. He's died twice now in level 9. He is just not having any luck, and the staircases, he just cannot find that one staircase he needs to find.
Oof, yeah.
So let's take a peek real quick going forward. I mean, congratulations, you're advancing in the tournament. Have you looked at the bracket outside of this matchup yet?
I'm pretty sure I faced the winner of Skybills and someone?
So you got the winner of Skybills and Ryan 7.
Yes,
both of those people are very, very capable. Skybills is fantastic, and Ryan's absolutely improved a lot lately. I've watched Ryan quite a bit. But then on the other side, you've got TA and Karakarn, so you've got a nice little 4-player grouping here going forward. What do you think?
Yeah, that's interesting. Funny story about TA. I started playing Zelda 1 Randomizer after a year of not playing it at all, and the first game I played was TA and someone else. And I beat TA, and I'd never heard of him before. So I was just like, oh, he must be this new up-and-comer. Oh, he had a pretty good time, but I'll bet I can beat this guy. I didn't know that TA was one of the best new players to the scene, so that's funny. I kind of don't think I beat him a lot after that, so that was kind of a fluke. Karakarn would be a rematch of round 2, the first tournament I was in. I beat Karakarn, but it was a close one. And Skybills has really gotten a lot better over time. She used to be pretty good, but now she's really top tier. So I'm scared of all of those opponents right now.
Well, I tell you what, they need to be scared of you, because we just saw somebody that's really good in their own right. SeaWolf is a very solid nightly competitor.
Oh yeah,
had
for sure.
a real decent lead, and to come back like that was really good. So they got to have some fear in you right now too.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that I was behind SeaWolf, considering the way I started, and SeaWolf is good enough to take advantage of that. And unfortunately, I had really bad luck, but it sounds like he had worse luck with the keys thing. So It's just how it goes.
Yeah, and as Amazing Anfros points out in the chat, TheSeaWolf also had a very slow level 5, and he had to pretty much full clear the entire overworld to find level 2.
Well, I did too.
But not as bad as he had to do, and I think that's those two factors allows you to at least to catch up.
Yes,
and then of course, the fact that he's still struggling at level 9, he's just finally found a key and some bombs, so he's finally able to start re-exploring again. But those factors are what basically cost him the race, and it's kind of sad too, because like you said, he's a really good player, and this is just torture. Well, you're not too sad, but he is. I think the rest of us aren't.
What do you think about this, the enemy set, the shuffled enemy set, and then the plus-minus HP?
It was hard. Some of these sets aren't too bad, but this set was kind of a worst-case scenario. I don't like Lionels and Gorillas in the overworld is like my worst-case scenario. I'd rather fight Gorillas in the dungeons because they're pretty easy to take care of. But on the overworld, their snap boomerang throws can really hurt. And Lionels are just a pain on the overworld. They're not fun in dungeons either, but I'd rather see Dark Nuts on the overworld where they're defensive, but they just kind of wander around. I don't care about them that much. And Wizards on the overworld isn't great, but it's better than finding them in dungeons. So this is like the worst set it could have possibly been. And then it seemed like all of the bomb dropping enemies were really bulky on the overworld. A lot of things were bulky in general. That was just a really rough seed, combat-wise.
Yeah,
Without the red ring, that would have taken like hours.
Yeah, the HP definitely rolled higher on a lot of your enemies. Even like these orange wizards we're looking at right now. I mean, they were 6. It was insane.
Yeah. The only good news was the blue dark nuts were only 6, I think, and the red dark nuts were 4. So they were fairly easy to deal with. Everything else was a pain in the ass, though.
So what we're seeing from TheSeaWolf, and I call him Keywolf on accident, it's ironic, is that the one key that he was short has led him to like 2 or 3 rooms of like back-to-back-to-back keys here that would have opened up the rest of the Southwest. So he was really just 1 key away here in 9.
Wow.
And of course, sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry.
But basically, yeah, and plus the overwhelming amount of Patras in 9 just not playing nice with him at all.
Oh yeah. Does he have either of the items from 8?
Nope. He skipped out on it too. He's still using wooden sword just like you were.
Yeah. The magic sword was 12 to 14 too. I was really hoping to pick that up. No such luck.
Yeah, both of you made a play on it though. He only made 1 play on it. You made 2. So
I figured if I got it, it would break the seed wide open, so it was worth the risk.
It would have, but unfortunately, neither of you could get enough heart containers for it.
So yeah, we basically both had the worst offense possible for those Patros, so I didn't even bother with them. I just ran by them.
Yeah, we talked about it too. A lot of times when you're in go mode, or you weren't in go mode quite as quickly because you were still looking for ladders. So you were digging a couple things that he didn't, which is why he didn't find key. But when you're in go mode early, sometimes you don't get the hearts, you don't get, defensive things like that, and you'll skip like an 8 where it has the white sword and the 1. So sometimes you come into 9 a little less equipped than usual just because you're going so fast.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I think it's worth poking your head in a few rooms and getting a few keys if you can, just because of this. Even when you're in go mode, it's nice to stock up on keys because you just don't know if you're going to find the magic key or not.
And the situation for him right now is he is a bomb and a key short right now. He's got a key to the right and then bomb to the right, and that's exactly where Ganon is.
Yep, and we just found the map for level 9, actually.
That's going to be frustrating right here because he's cleared most of the rooms looking for keys, like key drops out of the rooms. And even when he finds it, if he doesn't find a bomb to realize he's going to be bomb blocked as well to the right is going to be very frustrating.
Yeah, I don't know if there's another way to get into Ganon's room either.
Let's see how you can come from the right side. Was there a door in there when you were in there? Do you know?
I don't remember. I feel like there wasn't, but I also wasn't looking for one at the time because I didn't need to go anywhere.
No, you had the compass, so you knew an up A.
Yeah, I think I agree with Chad here. Unless this Patra he's fighting now drops a key, there's a good chance he may have to go out and buy a key at the shop or find a key in another dungeon just to continue on.
Are the only items he's missing the ones from 4 and 8?
Pretty much.
Yeah, he might make a play into 4 looking for a key, and like he would kick himself, because if I found the any key after this, I would be livid.
Oh, and he takes there's his 3rd death in 9.
I'm kind of surprised he doesn't already have the item in 4, considering if he has the ladder and all that.
He didn't dig it. I mean, he was in pretty, like, his mindset was, if I trip over an item, cool. If not, I'm not even going to dig any of the dungeons.
Yeah, that's true. It was as far deep in 4 as you could go, so there is that. I just went back there because I'd already searched everything anyway.
Unfortunately, it looks like he's given up. He's in the SRL chat saying, as much as he'd like to finish, it is a work night. And he pretty much realizes, just like we figured out, yeah, he figured out the any key is pretty much required. And indeed, he has officially forfeited, so...
We're asking right now if he wants to pop in. You know, we'll know either way. I mean, it's cool either way right now in a situation like this if he wants to or not. But we're gonna try to get him in here.
He says he is. He says he's gonna join us.
All right, good deal.
And TheSeaWolf joins us here in the chat now. GG, tough luck, dude.
Oh man, that was brutal. That 6 is awful, and I must use about 10 keys and 9.
And TheSeaWolf joins us here in the chat now. GG, tough luck, dude.
It's out there somewhere. It's time sterile. Firstborn's not an option. Let's try something else.
Yeah, I was thinking you'd probably give your firstborn right now for the any key.
I was a 4.
Screen over in 4. Yeah.
Pretty funny.
I found it, but I already had 6 keys, so it turns out our key luck was very different than the seed.
Yeah, no, I have plenty of keys going into 9. Just I used them all in the corner trying to find out where the arrows were, and they were basically right by start. So wrong path there. So there we go.
Yeah, you found the silver arrows first too, but it's just that I had the any key, I think was what won it for me.
Yeah, definitely. No, I figured my big problem was in 6. I had to go all the way to 6, and I ran to that Gleeok in the NSU room with 1.5 hearts and a wood sword. I was like, yeah, I can't.
Oh yeah, that's rough.
There
were a lot of 4-headed Gleeok fights in this seed.
And I tried walking around like 5 rooms just to kill like Widow's robes or like Moblin just to get some health back, and like there's not dropping anything. Like from that point on, the rest of the seed, bond drops weren't happening, health drops weren't happening. Just like they stopped dropping everything for like that point of the seed on. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's rough.
That's right.
I will say this though, with any consolation, TheSeaWolf, you had one of the quickest and best starts I've ever seen to a seed. Like 15 minutes in, there was 3 Triforces, wood sword, blue candle. You had red ring, raft, and I think the ladder.
Oh yeah, no, it was a crazy start, and I got the half hour in, and I found 6. I'm like, yeah, here we go. 6 was fine, what we need in here, and then just got crushed in 6 because I had to do the whole thing all around the top there. 6 was a full clear, and 2 was a forced full clear. Because 2 you had to go through the bunny room, and then the bunny room there, 4 Gleeok bumped me to the Triforce, so I had to go to the bunny room again with wood sword, and I knew Bo was in there. Below that Gleeok, I knew was down there, so I couldn't I was like, don't hit the Gleeok, don't hit the Triforce, because you have to fight those rabbits again, and yeah.
Yeah, that was one of those things that me and Shays were talking about. You know, you got to dance around that thing and not touch that Triforce because you do not want to go back to that bunny route. And unfortunately, it happened.
Yeah, I was trying to face down so you knock me upwards when you hit me, but didn't work out.
Yeah, that level 2 is ridiculous.
Well,
I was fortunate not enough to not to touch the Triforce, which would have wasted like 5 minutes or something.
Yeah, it
stupid.
did.
Yeah,
that's kind of funny. Yeah, because 8 was a non-factor. I grabbed Triforce and 8 in like 2 rooms. Like, okay, if I have to come back, I come back. But no, 2 room 8. Yeah, sure, why not? 3 was also 2 room. I went back in on a hunch, and the ladder was there. Thank goodness. Yeah, I mean, it was a really weird seed. Like, Wizards were kind of soft. Lots of high HP Gibdos. I'm trying to think. You know, it was a solid start. I had no complaints about it. Overall was a bit dicey at the end, trying to find level 2. And just lack of offense, basically. I couldn't find a wand or a white sword, and magical sword was out of my reach.
They're both
So I couldn't.
Yeah, they ended
I
up.
didn't find them either. We both had wood sword to the end.
Nice.
Yeah, you both go mode at 8, and they were both those white sword and wand were at 8.
Oh, brutal. All right. I can't complain. One had a raft and ring, so no, can't complain too much about that. Like, you found the gimme armor. You can't get it all.
The red ring was like our one savior in this run.
Yeah, it was
No
pretty bad.
doubt.
I had no hearts though. Like even with the red ring, there were some screens where I was like, okay, I'll fight these blue Lionels for bombs, and it's like, oh, you can't dodge because you're on the waterfall right screen, so you can't move anywhere. You're gonna die anyway because you have 3 hearts.
Yeah.
And I was trying to dodge. It was like, oh, 4 swords and a Zora and a Zora fireball, and good luck hitting that up button because it's not taking your inputs anymore. So, yeah.
Well, you both put on a heck of a show. I mean, chat was hype all the way through. You had an early lead, and there was a comeback by Paratroopa. You guys were both in 9 together. You guys shared screens together. You
Nice.
found the silvers within 30 seconds together. I mean, it was very,
how
very
romantic.
exciting night. It was awesome.
I can't complain about that then. But no, good stuff there, and yeah, just a lack of keys were wasted in the northwest corner. I just explored that thing thoroughly, ground through like 6-7 keys up there, and it's like, oh, and I found the push block room. Go south to find Ganon. Okay, cool. Oh, I need a key. And then after I finally found the key out of the Patra on the far side of 9, I went back in like, oh, next room. Oh, I have a key. I'll have a key. Have a key again. And it still wasn't enough. You still need more keys. So
Yeah. Yeah, this was definitely a key start of Seed.
but only till then, only 9. Like the rest of the dungeons were fine. Like I had no problem keys anywhere else in the whole game. No issues at all. I walked around 3 a little bit more to find some keys for extra, and like only 9 was like, oh, by the way, bomb walls don't exist. No, but I hope you have 400 keys. So very strange, but hey, we can do.
Well, we should probably wrap things up before it gets too crazy here, but let's give you guys a rundown. If you guys are enjoying this, there is another race still going on right now over on a Randomania between Dick Shake and Imasock. And then tomorrow we have 2 races going on at I think it's 9 o'clock. We have Skybills versus Rian 7 over on Speed Gaming, and then we have Pierpont Lepkin versus Matrick at 11 over on Speed Gaming 3. And actually, I'll be commentating that one as well, so you guys can enjoy some more of my fun commentary if you enjoyed it tonight. But nonetheless, if you guys enjoyed tonight's race, please be sure to give TheSeaWolf and Paratroopa a follow on Twitch. These guys put on a hell of a show for you guys. And of course, shout out to our restreamer OPT Lawyer, our tracker JLo7, and of course, myself and my co-commentator Redbird Grad. Red, it was a pleasure working with you, sir. Fantastic
working with you. We got to do this again more often.
Absolutely. But in the meantime, we want to thank you guys for joining us as always here for our the Legend of Zelda Randomizer tournament. Please make sure you follow all of our channels: Speed Gaming 1 through 4, Randomania 1 through 4, to keep up with all the Legend of Zelda action. And until next time, I'm the Shades, and as I always like to say, rock on, guys.